This video covers Chapter Skills Review 9-32 through 9-33. We're going to be working with special effects and filters. I know you all were really excited about that. So the first thing you want to do is start Photoshop and open up Photoshop 9-3 PSD from where you saved your data files for this week. -3. Okay, and you have sort of the seaside retreat photo. Okay, I have my chapter skills review notes right here on the right side. Get them situated. Okay, what you want to do is reset the Essentials workspace. So go to Essentials, which will change your panels quite a bit, and then save it as B&B Poster. Okay, and save it somewhere that you'll remember. Make the dunes layer active. That's the second one from the bottom. Use the elliptical marquee tool to draw an ellipse around the bend in the driftwood limb. That would be, I believe, here. So go to your elliptical marquee. If it's set to the rectangular marquee, you want to drop down to the elliptical marquee. Make an ellipse across that bend. Apply a Gaussian blur filter in the blur category with the following setting. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and you want the setting to be 1 pixel, which mine defaults to that. Most of them do, so you could just keep it that way. Deselect the selection when you are finished. Say OK, and then deselect, Control D. So you can see it's just blurred that area just a little bit. Step 5, create 4 separate type layers with the text fish, swim, hike, and relax, and align them vertically, starting from below the bend in the tree limb down over the tree trunk on the left side. Okay, align them vertically that way. So we'll start with creating a new text layer. Go to your type tool. Fish. And typing in just the word will actually then be the name of that layer. So I just clicked on the move tool and it already named it right within my layers panel over here to the right. And then I'll click it again. Swim. Relax. And then hike. Okay, and they're telling us that a 36-point pure yellow Copperplate Gothic bold is used. I might have Copperplate, not sure if any of you do, but I'll just go back here. Yeah. So 36 point, I'm at 25, so I'll make that 36. And I want it to be yellow, pure yellow. So 0, 0, 100, 0. And then OK. And then I'll go ahead and click off of that one, go back down to my type tool, highlight it, and do the same for all of them. Unless, of course, you begin by making it Copperplate. 36. It's not yellow yet, so I want to click that and say OK. Click. Down to my type tool. And of course, I don't really like that they're so high up. It wants us to do it just above that. And I want to be conscious of the space between each one. Okay, that looks about right. Okay, and then go ahead and save your work, Control S. Now we're going to create an effect with an artistic filter. Step 1, make the B&B active layer active. So that's that layer that we've created. Here. And then convert the layer into a smart object. So one way you can do that is layer, smart objects, convert to smart object. Apply a film grain filter, and that's under the artistic category in the filter gallery. So if we go to filter, artistic, film grain. Okay, and it wants us to do the grain as 3, the highlight area as 1, and the intensity as 10, and say OK. So you can see that that applied right away. And now save your work. Now we're going to add unique effects with stylized filters. Number 1, make the trout layer active. It's here. Apply a glowing edges filter, and that's under the stylized category. So glowing edges, filter, stylized, glowing edges. With the following settings: the edge width 2, the edge brightness 2, and the smoothness 3. Say OK. So that applied some changes here as well. Now transform the trout layer by resizing and rotating the trout so that it appears to be jumping, then drag it behind the fish type layer. So we're on the trout layer, and we want to make it look like it's jumping. So image, or edit, transform, scale. That wants us to resize it and rotate it. So resize it. And then I'm also going to do edit, transform, rotate, so it appears to be jumping. And then you want that to be dragged behind. In the layer panel, you want it to drag behind the fish type layer. So now it's behind that type layer here. Now you can go ahead and save your work. Now we're going to alter images with distort and noise filters. Make the swim type layer active. That's over here. Apply a ripple filter in the distort category with the following settings. So we're on the swim layer. You want to make sure that that's rasterized as well. It's kind of hinting to us under step 2. So apply a ripple filter. First we'll go to filter. Under distort, we're going to go to ripple. It's going to say yes to rasterize the type, as it mentioned, that we'll want to do first. And the amount, we want to make sure the amount is at 55%. You can just type right in there, 55. And the size at medium, and say OK. Okay, so you can see that sort of rippled that type just a little bit. And now we're going to make the relax type layer active. Recolor the type to the following settings. R227, G for green, 4, and then 178 for blue. And say OK. So we want to make sure that that relax type, go to your type layer, is that 227, 4, and 178. Say OK. There we go. Let's change the color of that. And now we're going to apply an add noise filter under the noise category. So you want to make sure you're out of that type tool or it won't let you do it. So filter, noise, add noise, and then rasterize your type. And you want to make sure the amount of distribution, the amount is 25, and the distribution is uniform, and then monochromatic is selected, and then say OK. Okay, and if you go up real close, you can see what that did to the type. And go ahead and save your work. Control S. Okay, the last part of this video, although we're not going to be completely finished, is alter lighting and render a file. So make the dunes layer active. Apply lighting effects under the render category with the following settings. So filter, render, lighting effects. And all of a sudden everything kind of changes here. Don't let that freak you out. Just follow the instructions. You want to do the following settings. The preset equals crossing. Preset crossing type spot. Okay, we're on spot, so that did it right. Use the following lighting effects settings. Intensity 28. Gloss 0. That's set to 0 already here. Metallic 100. Exposure 0 and ambience 11. Okay, so the preset crossing is way over here. Okay, and so now we have those other categories that we want to make sure. Intensity 28. And then save your work when you're done applying those.